Well, hello there everyone, welcome to SFR Season 5, Round 7 this weekend. Change in the planned schedule. We are supposed to be racing in a different country, but we decided to scrap that and move for reasons you would have seen in the news this week. So we are heading to Singapore. We're going to be racing a 50% race, so about 31 laps, and a short qualifying session, so 18 minutes. We have the championship leader racing today. That is Cool Beans. He has a 12-point lead to his closest challenger of Stein. Stein is in P2 with 85. Cool Beans has 97, and then we have Honesy in P3 on 80 points, so a 17-point lead to the position in P3. The constructors is dominated by Mercedes at this moment in time, so Cool Beans and Righty Boy bringing the points home. And both those drivers are going to be looking to racing tonight and adding even more points to that. Looks like it's dry. We're racing at the night. It's a night race in Singapore, and it looks to be dry for qualifying at least. We will see what happens in the race. I'll get my spies out to see what happens. But we have a 19-car grid. I will be joined in the commentary box shortly by Delta. He is just updating his game. It's going to take ages, so he'll be with me probably for the start of the race. I'm going to wait for the first driver to come out of the pit lane, and then we will go on a tour around. Looks like it could be a Mercedes. Who could this be? No, it's a McLaren. A McLaren is first out of the garage, and the McLaren is obviously Stuart Little. He is the only McLaren racing this evening. So here he goes out of the grid. There is a Williams just behind him, I think that was. Yes, it is a Williams just behind him. That Williams is Rainer Zufau. So as we ride on board with Stuart through these through the mean streets up Casino of Singapore. Very tricky track to get the hang of, but once you do get the flow of it, it really does flow. You do race, as always, on strict corners cutting, so there's a couple of corners that will catch a few drivers out. One of them is coming up shortly at the end of this straight. If you take too much inside curb as we hit the braking point now, you will get invalidation, and if you take too much of the inside here, you will also get it. Run a bit wide on the exit, you can also get it there as well. You come into the famous hairpin turn. A couple of overtakes through there. I think Massa's done a brilliant overtake down in there once upon a time back in the day. Very difficult to overtake. That was a DRS straight just there, so if you can get a good enough exit out the hairpin, you will get an overtake through there as well. And this part of the track, very tricky, especially on soft tyres, and especially when you are really pushing. The tyres overheat massively quickly here, and this part of the track is an absolute killer for that particular reason. So we're on board with Stuart now. Hopefully he doesn't run too wide here, because he will get this and next lap invalidation. No, he's clear, so let's ride on board with him as his first flying lap, and the first flying lap of the drivers to complete. So he comes around turns 1 and turns 2, quickly followed into turn 3, where you don't want to be hitting that inside curb. You don't want to run too wide there either, you will get a lap invalidation. And we come round onto the first DRS straight of the race. It's very long. You open your DRS, you go up to 8th gear, you hit nigh on 190, yeah, he's hit 192 there up the straight, so he's obviously running runs a bit wide there. You will get a lap invalidation if you go any wider than that. That was pretty much on the limit. You don't want to hit that inside curb there either, that will bounce you off into the wall on the opposite side. We come to the infamous, just as I was saying that, the infamous part of the track where Will and Toss the Caber had a bit of a coming together. Will came together with Toss, and yeah, the rest is history. Comes in, so he's had a bit of a one moment, but it still does look half decent. Got a bit of traffic coming up. It looks like it's the Red Bull. Not sure which Red Bull it is. He does obviously a personal best middle sector. It's his first lap, so Bacon's just getting out of the way of him on the right hand side, nice and clear. Obviously street track drivers are going to be finding it tricky to get out of the way. It's a long track though, it's not like a Monaco or a what's the other track that's infamous for it? Can't remember off the top of my head. There is another track, but places like Monaco where it's quite a short track, when all 20 drivers are out on the track, it can feel a little bit claustrophobic, and Stewart goes across the line with a 1:37.672, a pretty good benchmark. So Reiner was on the medium tyre actually, he's got the medium tyres on, he goes across the line, he goes faster, so with us, so that little moment that Stewart has obviously cost him a bit more time than he would have hoped. Stein is invalid, Righty Boy is still valid as we come through the final couple of corners in the third sector. Let's watch the teammate of Cool Beans come round the final corner, don't run too wide there, and he crosses the line and goes P4 with a 38.1. So we've got PAFR Aaron racing with us tonight, his first race this season. Cali Rod goes fastest with a 1:36, so absolutely smashes into the 1:36s, nearly into the 1:35s. So yeah, PAFR Aaron, owner of the PAFR League, which is also broadcast on the CCR network, Australian based, and he has got up very early for this race. It's 6 AM in the morning for him, so yeah, he's doing his bit for us today. He obviously likes Singapore to let's look a bit glitchy though, his internet connection is a bit twitchy, but yeah, he obviously loves Singapore that much, he wants to get up this early and do a race. Who is on a flying lap? Yerdy is on a lap that is invalidated. Possible Bacon is coming into the last couple of corners. Let's see what he has got in the bag. Has he got anything? He's pretty slow lap looking at the time. He's at 1:36 at the minute, so he's not going to go fastest. He's going to be in the mid 1:38s. Medium tyre though, so it's a decent lap. But we have Tiger NASCAR actually, who's jumped up into P2 on the medium, so that's a good time there from him. The reserve driver in the Alpine in place of Cornet this week with a 36.9, so that's a good time. He's really got even more pace for the when the soft tyres do get strapped on. We've got Red Dog here in the Aston Martin on an out lap. Dace has just started his flying lap in the Alfa Romeo. Dace comes on to the DRS straight, opens it up a bit later into 7th gear than what Stewart was earlier. Stewart was straight into 8th gear, similar top speed, so running similar setups. Runs wide, and unfortunately, yeah, there's the limit. We saw Stewart earlier, and Exotic is also invalid. Anyone on a flying lap so far? There is a couple. I think Tiger is on an in lap, Callie's on an in lap. Bacon's going to be on an in-lap as well. Yeah, he is actually going faster on this second run as he comes into the final sector. Braking zone under the bridge. Could expect to see a few front wings and a few front right wheels come off there on the. If you get a bit of understeer, especially when the tyres are screaming at you, get a bit of understeer. He comes round the final corner. And does go faster, finds half a second, so that's a good time from him, especially on those medium tyres. He's put a bit of life into those mediums though, so you don't really want to be doing too much of that. Exotic and Dace are still on invalidated laps. Red Dog, let's watch Red Dog as he comes up Casino, end of the first sector, and he does it in a 27.1, which is pretty decent off the bat. First lap, and on the soft tyres he comes round into the tight 90-degree right-hander where we saw Schumacher go off, Michael Schumacher in the Mercedes, and his last race around Singapore quite a number of years ago. And he now comes up to the hairpin. Stays in second. I don't really know what. Cali Rob goes into the 1:35s, well into the 1:35s as well. Red Dog hits the wall on the inside there. See, I'm not going to possess myself to say I'm a brilliant driver. I don't really know what to do. I would normally go down to first gear at the hairpin and short shift up to third pretty quickly, but Red Dog found second, and he seemed to do it pretty well as well, so maybe that is the way to go. Maybe I'm going down too far. So watch out for the exit wall. It does jut out a little bit as well. Comes around the final corner. He might have got a bit of wing damage from that little touch of the wall he had earlier, which is probably why he's got a bit of understeer going on here. It seems okay actually at high speed. Crosses the line into the 1 minute 39, so Coolbeans is also invalidated. He's struggling with the laps. Stein completely misses the apex there as I jump on board with him. Stein's on a flying lap. He's got Coolbeans who gets out of the way of him. Again, maybe the setup's not quite working. It just seemed that Stein's car just didn't want to turn in there. A bit of understeer. Pretty good out of the hairpin. Looked like he stayed in second as well, so maybe it is just my bad driving that I can't... I don't know what gear to be in and when. Turns in, it comes up towards... He's in the third sector now, so this is where the tyres, as I've already mentioned. He just didn't want to turn in there, didn't want to get the final bite at that corner exit. I might need to make a couple of adjustments to his setup maybe. Increase a bit of tyre pressure. Or decrease it if his tyre temperatures are, if that's what's causing it. And he comes around the final corner, goes across the line and goes a 1 minute 35.8, so that's not a bad time considering he's probably got a lot more in the bank there. And Will goes into P4 with a brilliant time there. 1 minute 36.961 and on the medium tyres. Now the mediums are probably the tyre that people want to be starting on. Aaron is on the mediums, so he's in P10 currently. Coolbeans just starts his flying lap and he is on the soft tyres. So watch out for his time, see where this pushes him up to. Yerdy is also on a flying lap in the last sector. And he comes up, brakes into the right hand. You don't want to run too... Oh, bit of understeer there. Maybe the tyres are starting to overheat a little bit through this last sector, as I've already mentioned. Runs very wide and unfortunately invalidates his time on the last corner. So that's a shame for him. That would have pushed him up into P9. Let's go on to P16, the new reserve driver. Was a full-timer, gone dropped down to reserve, but I think he is looking to become full-time again. He is available most Sundays nowadays. He's on the soft tyre. He's in the Williams this evening, teammate with Rayner. And he is looking pretty good. Where was Coolbeans though? Let's jump back with Coolbeans. He is a little bit further up the road than B16, so we'll jump back on board with him in a minute. So Coolbeans is in the final sector, the final couple of corners. Looks pretty neat and tidy through there from what I've seen. And he's going to be pushing hard now to the line. Look neat and tidy through there. No massive oversteer, no massive understeer. And we come round the final corner, keep it within the track limits, and he goes a 36.4. So that puts him in P4 for his first banker lap, 8/10 off the fastest time. Let's jump back on with B16. He's coming into the under the bridge. Haven't lost anyone. Will gets well out of the way. That's good driving from him. Saw that B16 was coming through, moves well out of the way, and B16 comes around the final couple of corners and powering towards the line. Car ahead of him is also coming in. No, he's not. Oh, Red Dog's missed the pit entry. Misjudged the speed. Big 16 goes into P7 with a 1:36.962. That's a good time from him as well. Who else is on laps? Viet is on an invalidated lap. Exotic's coming out the pits. Dace is on an invalidated lap. He seems to be struggling with the track limits. Yerdy again. Is he going to get a chance to put a lap on the board? Unfortunately, invalidated it at the last corner. Holmesy is also on a flying lap, done a 26.6 in the first sector. That's a pretty decent time for the mediums. And we'll watch out for Holmesy as he was a championship contender. We've had 4 full seasons of SFR. He has won 2 titles out of the 4. Cornet won the other one, along with Kugelnice as well. So Holmesy is the most successful driver in SFR with regards to titles, and he's pushing for his 3rd this season. So Holmesy comes around the final corner on the medium tyres. This is the tyre he would like to start on. Takes quite a bit of that inside curb It doesn't get invalidated. That's safe from him. He's got 4.5 minutes left. Drops down a gear. Very screaming engine there. And he goes into P3. So third in the championship and currently third on the grid. Quite a big time gap between everybody so far. There's 2/10 from Kelly to Stein. There's a further 6/10 from Honesy to Kelly. And then we've got a bit of a bottleneck between third, fourth and fifth. We've got Tiger NASCAR 1.3 seconds, and Will Ann's only 1,000th behind his one-time teammate today with a 1.322 and 1.321 seconds further back. And then B16 actually bang on as well, so 3 drivers there within 1,000th of each other. And we've lost Viet. Is he retired, or is that a crash? I don't know. So we've got Bacon, Red Dog and Mark of Kenya all on out laps. I'm not sure if Callie's going to risk another lap. Exotic is on a lap and he is going to try and push himself up the grid. Dace is on an out lap. So who hasn't managed to set a time yet? Mark of Kenya, Viet, Exotic, Dace and Yerdy. Now I've seen Mark of Kenya's the first time this is him being out on track. So the other 4 drivers, Viet, Exotic, Dace and Yerdy, have all struggled to get a time on the board with track limits. So they've got the soft tyre on now, and they're going to be pushing like stink to try and get a time on the board and jump themselves up. Track position is absolutely key in Singapore. We seem to tend to find in this league that we don't get many safety cars on street circuits, where we get a lot of them on circuits you wouldn't necessarily expect. So Exotic comes round the final corner, puts a time on the board and goes into P12 with a 1:37.550. Callie is going again, and so is Stein. Stewart's going again. Coolbeans is. Will Ann's is also going to go again, so he's going to hopefully improve his time. What tyre is he on? He is on he's keeping the medium. He's going back out on the medium tyre. All I had to do was look down and see what tyre he was, see the colour. Didn't have to look at the at the timing board. And Will crosses the line to start his lap. Let's ride on board with him as he comes through turns 1, turns 2 and turns 3. Could have possibly got a little bit tight to that curve, but you don't want to touch that curve. And there he goes. Will is out. Will hits the wall, and his Alpine is out of qualifying. Where is Mark of Kenya? He is coming over the old Singapore sling, over the bridge and round the hairpin. Got a couple of cars, 3 cars I bet. Is there a couple? Exotic, Stein and Righty Boy all move out the way. Kenya takes the shortest line, runs a little bit wide, got a bit of understeer and probably missed his apex completely there, but he still manages to make it round. Has a little of a kiss of the wall on the inside. Takes a lot of that inside curve there, but it's still valid. That's all good. He comes under the bridge. See the Ferris wheel just up ahead of him. He's a huge snap of oversteer through the final couple of corners. Comes round and goes into P6. Pretty good time there, 1:36. Who was that going slow there? Stewart, I think he's had to abandon his lap. He was 2.5 tenths up. Callie Rob's going to be the first driver to cross the line from the... And Dace, look at Dace, he's gone into P3 with a 1:35.926. That's a good time from him. Honesy is on an out lap. Is he going to make it round in time? Where is that Aston Martin of his? No, he's not. I don't think he's going to make it round. He's only got however many seconds left. So Kelly Robb is in the under the bridge, final couple of corners, and Honesy I don't think has made it round. No, Honesy is out of qualifying, so that time's going to stand. Where's that going to put him? Kelly is on the final corner. What time is he going to set? He goes even faster, 4 tenths faster. He's a 1:35.174. Now what can Stein do? What was his... I haven't got his second sector split. He's going to have a nice slipstream of Mark of Kenya just up ahead though. Dace is very slow out of that corner. I think he's on an in-lap. Yeah, must be on an in-lap. So Stein comes around. He's got Mark of Kenya just up ahead of him. So it's probably giving him a bit of dirty air here, and it's not going to be very kind to him. So this could impact his time, but he could also be getting a nice bit of, and Kenya is very twitchy there, and dives out of the way, gives Stein a clear run to the start-finish line. Corbins moves himself up into P4 with a 136 flat, so he is starting on the second row of the grid. As it stands, Stein does go half a second faster, but not enough to jump ahead of Cali. Rob Bacon is out. Kenya is just hitting walls, and we've lost Yerdy as well. Yerdy's out at the final corner, which probably put Tiger NASCAR off his line a little bit, but he goes across the line. He finds nearly a second and goes up into P4, pushes Corbins down into P5 onto the third row of the grid. B16 comes across the line. He's found 2/10. No, he lost some time. So that's his run done. Red Dog starts in P17, finished his qualifying. Viet is out. Yerdy is also out. Mr. Woot is in P16 now. He likes starting from the back of the grid, so watch out for him. And I think that's everybody done. Yeah, Dace is just coming in the pits. That's everybody done. So that is qualifying finish. Cali Rob puts it on pole, so his Ferrari on pole. Then we've got Stein and the Alpha Tauri in P2, Dace in P3, Tiger in P4, Corbins in P5, Holmesy P6, Stewart in P7, Aaron with a good qualifying time there in P8, Bacon in P9, Mark of Kenya rounds off the top 10. Everyone below that, so Will down. Will's in the best position here with his tyre strategy. He can choose whatever tyre he likes to go on. So I'm assuming Will is probably going to go on the mediums to start with, if not a hard tyre. A hard tyre will see you through quite deep into the race and ensure you can do a one-stop. B16, Righty Boy, then Rayner, then Exotic, Mr. Woot, Red Dog, and then the two drivers who didn't manage to set that time, Viet and Yerdy, finish up in P18 and P19. Oh, I lie, I thought everyone was on the soft tyre, but no, Holmesy actually set his best time on the medium. So let's say, he said it's not what he wanted. So he might be, strategy might not have played out the best way he wanted it. So as I jump in to that, I've got confirmation it is going to be a dry race. We have readied up. We've got 30 seconds until the cars start the formation lap. So let's have a look and see what we have. Willan's medium. This could change last minute. Some drivers don't like to give away, but no one in the bottom 9 so far is selecting the soft tyre. Willan's on the medium, V16 on the medium. He switched to the medium. He looked like he's going to go hard, but he's gone medium. Righty Boy and Yerdy are the only 2 drivers on the hard tyre so far, and that's locked in now. No, look at Righty Boy and Yerdy going medium at the last minute. Obviously looking at what everyone else did, so we've got a mix of the top 10 on the softs except for Holmesy and P6 on the mediums, and then so we've got 10 drivers on the medium tyres at the back of the grid. So watch out for all of those as Cali Rod leads us away on the formation lap. So I'm not sure what's going on here. We are going to restart the lobby. We have a red flag scenario. And we're going to go and restart the lobby. It's desynced, which means that some drivers are not part of the lobby per se. They're in a different part of the track, different part of the lobby, and we're going to start it again because that's not fair on anybody, because it can cause huge issues. And I did flash up that there was a possible issue during qualifying as well. So as I just reload everything up, it's all saved thankfully, so it all does go pretty quickly. Let's get everybody going into the lobby. Doop-a-doo. Does take a little bit of time, unfortunately. but we want it to be fair and clean racing, and we do not get that when we have a lobby desyncs. Who am I missing? I'm missing one. So just as we wait for drivers to come back in, I'll be joined in the commentary box by the one and the only Delta Lima, unless he wants to drive. Delta, do you want to drive?
Am I allowed to drive?
Yeah.
Good evening, by the way.
Good evening. If you want to drive, you can drive. Start at the back.
I mean, I'll probably die anyway, so I'll join you in the commentary box straight away.
Alright, fair enough.
I can give it a go.
It's up to you.
Since my seat wasn't taken.
Yeah, exactly. There's a spare seat.
Start P20, I might actually gain some places.
He's going to take it, is he? Blimey, O'Reilly. Here he goes. Right. You've already driven quite fast this evening, haven't you? Is he going to make it? Is he not? Is he going to make it? Yeah, at least you didn't say what speed you were doing then. Yeah. Oh, here we go. At least it wasn't, it could have been highway maintenance. Normally I get caught with a...
They caught me out earlier on.
Just seeing what's going on. It's all kicking off. Yeah, it's all kicking off. Unfortunately, we had a lobby desync, so bit of a pain. Not really sure. Exotic's just sending some footage. I think Yeah, he wasn't anywhere near Mr. Woot. Mr. Woot wasn't anywhere near him, and yeah, completely pants. So I think the updates they've done to the game this week hasn't necessarily worked. So as you just wait for the final couple of people to come in, I shall set up the grid. See what we got. Delta, where do you want to start?
I'll start at the back.
Oh, I thought you were going to say.
P1.
I think I was going to say.
I should have said P1. Damn.
You should have done. You said you start at the back. Got to put you at the back now. Got to put you at the back.
Should have said P1. Should have said P1.
Should have done. Right, I at the top. Let's see where the everybody is. Right, we've got everybody in. So we move Stein up. Stein into P2. Got to get the thing up now. Damn it. Make sure all's fair. Dace in P2, P3, Tiger in P4, Cool Beans P5, Holmesy P6, Stuart P7, Aaron P8, wherever you are, he's here. Oh, wrong one. DVD P8 for Aaron, Bacon P9. Kenya P10. Just talking to myself here. Makes me make sure I'm not making any mistakes. Will in P11. Then B16. Righty Boy. Reiner. Then Exotic. Then Root, then Red Dog, then Viet, then Yerdy, then Delta. Hockey dokie. Right, you can ready up then, seeing as you're here.
Are we ready?
We are. Yes, I'm going to put a formation. We were saying no formation lap, but there is going to be a formation lap. Okay, so we are all back in and we are getting ready to go. Thank you for the ones who have bared with us and stuck with it. We are going racing very, very shortly. It's annoying. So Cody's have made a game update this week and they fixed quite a lot of things apparently, but at the same time they may have broken a few things in the process, which is quite common to what they normally do. So yeah, we'll have a look and see what happens. Obviously all the tyres are on at the minute. They're all going to be changing. Everyone from P11 downwards can choose whatever tyre they like. Who's readied up? Somebody's readied.
No, we're not readied up yet. We're not in.
Oh, you're not in? Oh, okay.
Still loading.
get that. I can't see everything that's going on, so I just get ready. That's obviously going into the lobby in 10 seconds. Hopefully we don't go straight into the race. See what happens as we go onto the grid, onto the pit lane. Drivers get a chance to put their setups on and their tyres on. So you're going to see a lot of people put soft tyres on from P1 to P5, then from P7 to P10. We'll be running softs. Holmesy will stick with the mediums. Everyone from P11 downwards will be able to choose whatever tyre they like. Now they all went medium on the last one, so we will see what happens after that. So yeah, Kenya's the first one to put the soft tyres on there, and a few more are doing so as well. So it appears Delta might be going onto the hard tyre, unless he does a quick switcheroo right at the end. B16 looks to be on the hard tyre, just waiting for Bacon, Aaron, Stewart to all put the soft tyres on. They're obviously just putting their setups on at the minute, so we'll be getting ready to go very shortly, setting up their strategies. What's the strategy saying on yours, Delta, if you start? I'm not sure what tyre you're starting on. You might be playing around with a hard tyre. What's it saying?
Couple of strategies. A default strategy that's a medium soft, or the alternate strategy, which is the one it selects for you, is the hard medium.
So it's a one-stop hard medium.
I think I'll probably end up going soft, medium.
At the minute it's got you starting on the hard. Is that what you're going for?
No, I've just changed it to medium.
Ah, okay. So he hasn't fully selected. There we go. So everyone's now on the medium tyres, apart from the drivers in the top 9 who are on the soft, and we'll be going round on a formation lap, led by the Robber the Cali. Strangely doesn't live in California. So obviously the drivers in the top 10 who set their qualifying times are going to get a slight advantage with having fresh soft tyres to start the race on. However, those tyres will go off quite quickly. So it is an advantage for them, but it's not massive. It's not a massive advantage because those softs do burn out, and they will burn out very quickly. And if you start on the softs, you are pretty much locking yourself into a 2-stopper, where the drivers on the medium have the option to go 2-stop or 1-stop onto the hard, depending on how the race is planning out. So it's a good tyre to start on, is the medium tyre, because you're not locking yourself into any kind of strategy. You're basically keeping your options open. Me personally, I probably would have started on a hard tyre. Just gets you deeper into the race with everything else that goes on. However, if there are early safety cars, that can screw up your race if you're on the hard tyre, because you don't want to pit early. Basically, if you pit too early on the hards, then obviously you will be cementing yourself into a 2-stopper, because you're going to be looking to get the soft and the soft tyre on. So medium, probably actually in hindsight, medium is the best thing. I'm just waffling here. My second formation lap. Hoping that this race is better than the NRL race I commented on last week in Hungary. It was diabolical, to say the least. Nothing happened at all. Singapore always does bring excitement. Cali Robert, actually my new favourite driver. He's got car number 88, I believe. Yeah, car number 88, the year I was born. So 1988, not 1888, for those of you who think I'm old. And Kelly Rob comes to the final corner. Hopefully we have a clean lobby. It looks like nothing's being reported so far. I think we're all good, and we'll be going racing very shortly. Now turn 1 obviously turns into turn 2 and turn 3 very quickly. So if you're going to make an overtake into turn 1, you've got to make sure you're probably the best option is to be on the inside and try and style out turn 2, which is a bit of more of a straight corner anyway, but you don't, and then you want to get yourself as far left as possible for turn 3 to take that inside line and then get a good exit, which is hard because running up to turn 4 is an inside, as a right hander, so you're going to be on the outside, so you've got to try and get ahead out of turn 3. So we'll be going racing now. The lights start to go. We've got 3, 4, 5 red lights. When they go out, we'll be going racing, and they go out and we go racing now. Who got good starts? The Haas in the middle got a good start. The Aston Martin of Holmesy got a horrible start. Callie gets away in pole position, leads into turn 1, and Coolbeans, look at him, he's up to P4, fighting with Dace, in P3 and P4. They're swapping positions. Coolbeans has got the inside line for turn 4. They go wheel to wheel, but Dace goes round the outside and keeps that position. The Alpine, the Tiger NASCAR is very close, and we have a VSC. What's happened here? We've lost Rainer Zufal. He is out of the race. I'm not sure what happened to him. He lost it at turn 2, in between turn 1 and turn 2, should I say. So Mr. Woot's got a 5-second time penalty for ignoring yellow flags. So not too good. B16 has gained a position. He's lost positions off the start. So let's have a quick look and see what the position changes were. So biggest winner so far is Mark of Kenya up 3, along with Exotic up 3. Yerdy's up 5. Look at that from Yerdy. Brilliant start from him. He's up to P14. Via in P15. Delta's gained 2, but 1 through a retirement and 1 through something else. So Delta is currently in P19. He's dropped down to P19 now. What's going on here? We go green flag racing. Kelly Robb gets away. Dace currently still in P3. Stein in P2. And this is good for Stein because he is ahead of Coolbeans, his title challenger. And Coolbeans is currently in P4. So Delta and Mr. Woot are constantly swapping positions. They're having a bit of fun in the background, I see. And Coolbeans, what's he got up his sleeve? Is he going to be able to get past Dace quickly? He is having a good fight through turn 1, turn 2 and turn 3 into turn 4. But he's still behind. Tiger is down a position from P4 to P5. He's currently ahead of Stuart Little. Got a 6/10 gap. Aaron is having a good start as well. Started in 8th, still in 8th place after lap 1 finishes. In the AlphaTauri. Coming down, and we got a 5-second speeding penalty for Exotic. That's not good for him. It's going to lose him a lot of time. He's probably got some damage. We've lost Exotic, Reiner. Yeah, not sure what happened there. Reading Discord, Reiner is extremely disappointed in what happened at turn 1 and turn 2. But it's racing, unfortunately. It is what happens on some occasions. And it's very unfortunate, especially if you put practice in. Okay. And yeah, we've lost Reiner from the league. He's decided to... We've lost Exotic as well. He's been disqualified, blocking the pit lane. What on earth happened there? What on earth happened there with Exotic? And we've lost Stuart Little as well. He is out of the race. He's lost it over the bridge. He's lost it over the bridge. So we're going to have another virtual safety car. It's not going to be converted into a full course safety car. So a bit of yeah, controversy happening on laps 1 and laps 2. Rainer DNFing on the turn 1. Exotic disqualified in from the blocking the pit lane exit. Probably had a bit of an incident going into the pit lane or out the pit lane. Who knows? And Stuart has crashed at the bridge, and we're running currently once again under virtual safety car conditions. So Callie Robb's still leading this race. Who's in the pits? That's Coolbeans is taking an early pit stop and going on to a fresh set of medium tyres. It goes from the soft to the mediums. That will put him there. And Tiger NASCAR's got a drive-through penalty for speeding under the virtual safety car. That is a... unfortunately, that happens. It's very hard to keep the delta, I find, on this game. And who's just going around the outside? That is Aaron trying to go around the outside of Mark of Kenya, but doesn't get it done. And he's following Mark of Kenya through these couple of corners. And Mark of Kenya being a bit of a roadblock to Aaron here, as there's a bit of a queue forming up behind him of Honesy, Bacon and Will Anns. Righty Boy in the final points paying position is 3 seconds further back from these drivers. Delta currently with no practice or anything is he's just jumped straight out of his Fiesta, which is Fiesta did used to have Go Faster stripes on, can you believe it, until he hair dried them off. And he's jumped straight out of his Ford Fiesta into his McLaren. And at the minute I think the Fiesta drives faster than that McLaren, but no practice, no setup, nothing. He's just got straight in. He's an absolute trooper, and he's doing. He's got all McLaren hopes on him today. Let's hope that he can bring home some points for them. Aaron still behind Mark of Kenya, and he's got Honesy very close behind him as well. A few more drivers are in the pits. Who is that? That is Tiger NASCAR serving his drive-through penalty. And yeah, Exotic got disqualified from the pit entry. It wasn't even the pit exit, so he spun it on the pit entry. So Tiger NASCAR serving his drive-through. That's going to absolutely destroy his race. He's having a good time of it so far. Comes out in P13. Mr. Woot now up to P12. He's gained 4 positions from his race start. Viet's gained 8, so he's had a brilliant start as well. Mark of Kenya up to P4 now, looking for a podium. But Aaron, Honesy, Bacon and Will all following pretty close behind. Callie Robb at this moment in time is checking out. He's 1.3 seconds ahead of Stein, but Stein is going to try and close that gap as soon as he possibly can. Who is that? That's Kenya. Where is Yerdy? He was switching positions with B16, and he is down 3. Coolbeans is down 9, and he's going to have a battle here with Tiger NASCAR. Now, Tiger NASCAR has obviously pitted, but it was a drive-through, so he hasn't got fresh tyres. Coolbeans, though, does have fresh medium tyres on, so let's watch out for him. See if he can make an overtake happen. Very clean, very consistent driver is Coolbeans, and see if he can do the biz. Callie Robb again sets the fastest lap, but that is trumped by Steinzap with a 1 minute 40, 5.71. So is Stein now starting to close the gap? I think it is, maybe a tenth or two here and there, just chipping away. Aaron is still close behind Mark of Kenya. His car does seem to be glitching around, and that's a very wide line there from Aaron, and Honesy's going to struggle to try and get past, but he's going to have the benefit of DRS if he can get a good exit out of this corner onto Casino. He's got his DRS open, but so has Aaron, so that just nullifies it all. And unfortunately for Honesy, bit glitchy there from Aaron into the braking zone, which probably scared Honesy a little bit, and he's going to have to chase hard and fight Aaron to get the overtake done of Mark of Kenya. So Righty Boy is dropping back from this packet. He's got a bit of a fan club with Viet just behind him. He's going to try and get ahead. Will having a good race up into P8, up 3 positions from his qualifying spot. He did DNF in qualifying, which meant he couldn't complete his final run. He was on for a good spot. He had some good pace, actually, did Will. So he was doing a good job there. Honesy is pushing Aaron through into the last DRS time. We've got a yellow flag, and it is Tiger NASCAR, I believe. I'm not sure what's happened there, but he's lost his front wing as Tiger. So his race goes from bad to worse. He had a good qualifying, and he has now lost his front wing. And after his drive-through penalty put him back towards the back of the field. So nothing else is massively happening at the front of the grid. We've obviously got that queue from P8 to P4. So Mark of Kenya is been a bit of a train here. Got a few cars coming out of the pit lane. We've got another virtual safety car. So we're running under VSC conditions again, and this means that some drivers are going to take advantage of a slightly quicker pit stop than what you would normally get. So Dace puts on the medium tyre, Kenya puts on the medium tyre. Aaron puts on the mediums, and Bacon goes medium as well. So they are going to lose, obviously, time with the pit stop. However, as it's only a virtual safety car, they won't be able to catch back up to the pack, but they probably gain a few seconds at least. Probably 5 seconds, I'd say they gain. So we go racing again, green flag racing. Stein is in P2 again. Holmesy's now up to P3 with the drivers ahead who have pitted, but he's probably got the better strategy here because he's 8 seconds behind Callie Robin Stein, but he is on the medium, so he can do whatever. Like I said, if he wants to do a one-stop medium to hard, he can do it, whereas Stein and Callie are pretty much guaranteed to be doing a two-stop, probably a soft medium or a soft medium. Will is up to P4, so he's having a good race. He does like a bit of Singapore. He's pretty good around here, pretty nippy. So he's got a bit of clean air now, where he's moved out of the way from those drivers who pitted under the virtual safety car. Dace is down in P8 with Red Dog about 3-4 seconds further up the road. Delta gets past Yerdy, does he? I missed that overtake there. So Yerdy drops down to P16, Delta up into P15. And Tiger has got a new front wing on his car now as you come through the trees. Lots of trees around Singapore, especially at this track. And he's got his new front wing on. Fresh. What tyres did he put on? He put on the mediums. So we've got Yerdy on hards. The only driver on the hard tyre actually is Yerdy. Everyone else is either on the mediums or the softs. Now Callie and Stein are the only drivers who didn't pit under that VSC from the who are on the soft tyres. Everyone else took advantage of it. So we've got to watch out for that. See where that could possibly put them in the grand scheme of things when everybody else does go. So what is the gap to Dace actually? The gap to Dace is 25.3 seconds. So he's the first pitted driver. So he's got to use these fresh mediums to his advantage and hope that Stein and Callie get into a bit of a ding-dong battle and start losing some time. I'm not sure what the pit lane time is. We've got P16 overtaking Aaron, have we? Aaron's in the pits again. What's happened to Aaron? He's put on the hard tyres. Maybe he had to change his front wing, I don't know. But he comes out down at the back in P17 now. Tiger goes through. Delta now up to P14. Stein is closing that gap. It dropped just over a second. Yeah, it's just bang on a second now, so Stein is going to have the benefit of DRS down the pit straight if he can maintain. The detection point is just after this section of corners. As you can see, that little green dot. Is he inside? I don't think he is. I think he's just outside the detection point, is he? I think he was just outside, so he's not going to get the benefit. He is now under a second, but I think he was too late. And yeah, he hasn't got DRS, but he's getting closer. He's getting closer. Dace has gained a second now, so Dace is faster than the two drivers out front. We could see Dace take the lead of the race when everyone else pits. Holmesy's not going to be pitting for a little while. He sets the fastest up of the race. He's in a groove now, and he has gained a second and 1.2 seconds on those drivers out front. So maybe those soft tyres are starting to slow them down a little bit. What else is happening on track? We have Red Dog and Dace. Dace up the inside, and Dace spun Red Dog. That is an interesting movement there. Dace looked like he was a bit too far behind of Red Dog, and he looks like he was a bit too impatient to get past. That is just on first viewing as I jumped on board with him, so don't shoot me if I'm wrong, but I'm fully expecting a report into the stewards to at least have a look at that. And as I say that, Mark of Kenya tries to go up the inside of Corbins but doesn't make it happen, and Corbins remains in P8. And Mark Kenya gets a bit of a tank slapper out of that corner. I was struggling there in doing a few practice earlier out of that corner. You've got to short shift quite early to get the traction down. So Viet in P6. He's having a good race. He's only half a second behind Righty, so he will hopefully manage to get the jump on him. As Tiger NASCAR now goes past Yerdy into turn 6, was that? Yeah, end of the casino DRS straight. So DRS aided overtake, but you've still got to make the overtake happen. Stein again is so close to Callie Rob, but not quite in the DRS. So he is dirty air under to get when you get within a second of the car. it can cause huge issues. Viet picks up the first 3-second time penalty, I think. Yeah, because Mr. Weit's got 5 for a speeding in the pit lane offence. Oh no, it wasn't. It was ignoring the yellow flag. So Stein is now 7/10. He really is putting his foot down, and Holmesy is caught up massively. Look at this. Holmesy now under 4 seconds, where he was 8.5 just a few laps ago. So watch out for Holmesy. He has got pace, and he's got pace to burn, especially on those medium tyres. Mark of Kenya still trying to get past Coolbeans. Coolbeans defends. Mark of Kenya following with the DRS. He's got it open. He's going to go up the inside. Is he? Yes, he is, and gets ahead into the braking zone. That's a good move there from Mark of Kenya. Moves himself up to P8 and ahead of Coolbeans. So that's good pace there from Mark of Kenya. Maybe he was just slowing the pack down a bit. He's conserving some tyres, and now he's opened up a can of whoop-ass, and he is on his way down to chase down Mark of Kenya. Is Red Dog going to be able to recover from his spin with Dace? Doesn't look like he got any damage. And he's currently running in P11, but he will have to pit. So will Mr. Woot. So will B16. There's Tiger NASCAR. Look at that. He's literally pushing Delta. Looked like he was literally pushing Delta through that series of corners there. And he's now going to have a bit of a slingshot. Is he? No, doesn't make the move. Camera angles do jut around here, there and everywhere, but he is going to have the benefit of DRS very shortly. So let's ride on board with Tiger NASCAR as we go into the hairpin. And we have seen Stein pit. Stein is in the pits and he's gone hard, so Stein is going to try and go to the end of the race, and Cali Robb stays out. So Holmesy takes in, so here goes Tiger. Does he make the move? No, he doesn't. He thought about it, but backed out last minute. Delta defends, and Delta stays in P14. So yeah, Stein has pitted and he comes out the pits in traffic, and in P10 he's got Bacon just ahead of him. Yeah, just ahead of him is Bacon. So Stein in P10. He's got to make these hard tyres last now to the end of the race. He's got 21 laps to do it, and I think that is doable. I think normally they say about 18, 19 laps, but that will be doable. So now let's ride back on board with Tiger NASCAR. Is he going to open the DRS down the pit straight, but it's not long enough to make an overtake happen. Tiger thinks about it again, but moves back in behind Delta. Follows him through turn 1, turn 2 and turn 3. Takes a slightly wider line to get the power down. Look at the power difference. Delta was faster through that corner. Tiger was faster on the exit, but he wasn't close enough. But he's going to have should be a pretty simple DRS overtake here. He opens it up. He moves into P. Delta goes to the inside. Tiger goes around the outside. And Delta is fighting him back, but he just can't get the move, can't defend hard enough, and Tiger takes the inside line and moves himself up into P14. Good setup for a move there from Tiger, and gets past Delta. Coolbeans is trying to chase down Mark. Now Coolbeans last week won the race at Monza, but he did not like the medium tyres at all. He had all of the pace on the softs, but as soon as he put the mediums on, his pace went out the window, and it looks like it's happening today as well. He's just losing a bit of pace. Now Cali Robb in the pits, and he's got front wing change. He's got to change his wing. That is going to cost him absolutely dearly, and that should see Stein, as he comes around the final corner, get back out ahead of him. Yes, it looks like Cali Robb goes hard tyre as well. We've got a yellow flag. Sector 1, it's a Haas. It's the Haas of Mark of Kenya, and that brings out the safety car. Now, that is interesting. So Mark of Kenya is out of the race. The full course safety car is out. That's going to reset the race. It's going to reset the grid. Everybody has to go round. Everybody get a chance to pit. And the drivers who have just pitted in Cali Robb and Stein could be a bit of a bonus to them. They are on the hard tyres, but it's going to be a big bonus for the drivers who haven't pitted yet. They will get a free pit stop basically, but it's not going to shuffle the pack up too much. Now what's Holmesy going to do? If drivers do pit now, expect them to go on to the hards. I think everyone is going to be running a hard tyre from now on in to save themselves from having to pit again unless they pick up any damage. So let's see what Holmesy does. I'm fully expecting Holmesy to box and stop. We've got the McLaren of Delta putting a hard tyre on. Aaron is going medium though. Aaron's gone medium. Honesy runs a bit wide there. You got to watch your pit entry speed. Just slow down, crawl it if you have to. Yeah, got drivers actually going medium tyres. Tiger, Aaron, and Yerdy all putting on fresh mediums. Now, will those mediums last to the end? I don't know. But Honesy has to go hard because he has started on the mediums. So he has locked himself now into a one-stop. He hasn't locked himself into it, should I say, but he is. That is his strategy, is the one-stop. Take those mediums, take those hards to the end now. If he has to pit again. We've lost Red Dog. Red Dog's DNF'd. What's happened to him? Has he crashed somewhere? Doesn't say where he's crashed, but yeah, Red Dog is now out. So we've lost him. So currently we've lost Exotic, Reiner, Stewart, Mark of Kenya, and now Red Dog. We are under full safety car conditions. And the safety car has picked up, so Dace is the leader of the pack. Dace is on 5-lap-old medium tyres. I thought he might pit and go on to the hards, but no such luck from him. Will has pitted and put on fresh mediums, so he will have to pit again. Will. Kelly doesn't. Righty Boy doesn't. Viet will doesn't have to pit again, does he? No. Coolbeans has put on fresh mediums. He started soft, gone medium, so he is set to the end of the race, possibly. Mr. Woot on the hards, B16 on the hards in P11. Tiger, what's he doing? Going in the pits again? How many times is that through the pit lane now for him? This is his third time through the pit lane. Aaron's been through 3 times as well. He's finally probably chosen those tyres. Back in the mo. So still awaiting for the pack to bunch up. Good news is nobody was lapped, so nobody is out of position, and everyone will get a chance to reset their race and come back. We are just under halfway through. We've had 13 laps, 3 virtual safety cars, and we're on our first full safety car. So it took a good 12 laps to get our first full safety car, and that was due to a driver crashing out on his own. So pick up Aaron as he comes to the back, and there's another driver off there. Who was that? Coolbeans is round under safety car conditions. He has spun it, and that's not good news from him. He is not enjoying those medium tyres, it appears. Has he got damage? That is a question. Can't see from this angle. See what happens when we get an off-board shot. And I heard Delta coming in there. Delta, are you going to come in and say something?
I am stupid.
What you done?
As I was going into the pits when the safety car came out, so it called me in. As I was going in, like, I spun on the pit entry, and then it ended up hitting the wall between the pit lane and the pit straight.
Yeah.
So I was stuck So then I had to wait for, I think, Aaron and Yerdy to come past. And I was having to reverse and drive forward and reverse and drive forward because obviously I can't use reset to track. And yeah, so I got stuck there for a little while.
Oh, you're lucky not to get disqualified.
Yeah,
I think that's what happened to Exotic.
To be honest.
Yeah, that's what happened to Exotic. He got disqualified from it.
So apologies to everyone that's waiting for me to catch up. I am coming, I promise.
You are coming. I don't know if we're going to be going racing this lap. I think you might have ensured the safety car stays out another lap. You have.
Yeah, it's staying out another lap.
Oh, damn it. But it gives those tight drivers on the mediums possibly another lap maybe to try and get to the end. So what's your plan now? You're going to go to the end on those hards?
Well, I'll try my best.
Try your
Obviously,
best.
the tyres can go the distance, but
can you?
The driver's skill doesn't match the tyres.
It's the eye of the tiger.
But at this rate, so many people are DNFing. I might get some points once.
Yeah, to the last lap and the last couple of corners when you're, inevitably crash and DNF from a good point scoring position.
That hurts.
The truth hurts sometimes.
That really hurts.
I apologise.
You just don't understand.
You're still fighting to get your points put on from Australia.
Well, I'll be fighting to the end.
Fight to the end.
I'll send an email.
I got your email. No, Stuart, this is so not right. Alright, so assuming the safety car is going to come in this lap. We are using the Aston Martin safety car today. The green, the Aston Martin, the fake green Aston Martin. It's not the right colour, but it'll do. It'll do. It's a green Aston Martin. You gotta love that. Yeah, assuming that's going to come in this lap, Dace will then take control of the final couple of corners, and he will go when he is ready, and he'll have Holmesy on his back. There's a confirmation that safety car is in this lap. So we head in to the final sector. Drivers are now going to have to ensure their brakes are hot enough. Their tyres, they see their weaving going on there. Car number 19 out the front is going to take overall control, and he's going to have to make sure those tyres are spicy hot for a run down into turn 1, with Holmesy on his back and Stein not too much further behind. Callie obviously was in P1, he is now down in P6 with his front wing change. So Will and Bacon, Stein, Holmesy and Dace have all jumped him in the pit stop phases. Dace will have to pit again though, and Bacon will have to pit again. Will might just about make it to the end with those medium tyres, but he started on the mediums actually, so Will's going to have to go again. So Dace has gone, is gone, and he's gone. Has he? I think he dropped back a bit. And we go. Who's that Red Bull in the background? That's all fine. The Red Bull at the inside of Stein into turn 1 and turn 2. But there we go. Look at that. Will absolutely sends that. And that is a fantastic overtaking move there from Will. Took full advantage of Bacon, possibly putting himself out of position. The Ferrari of Callie tries to go up the inside of Bacon, but doesn't make it count. Dace is far enough ahead of Holmesy at the minute to make it count. Is Callie going to have another go at Bacon into the braking zone? He moves out into the inside, but no, falls back in behind, and Bacon keeps P5. But Will, absolutely amazing overtake there from him. He's up into P4. Could he be on course for another podium? Who knows? Yerdy is ahead of B16 as they fight through this series of corners, and Yerdy in the plain livery whited Haas. We don't see any other colours on that Haas today. He is currently in P11, so just outside of the point scoring positions. Corbyn's in P9 after a spin under safety car. Lost him a few spots, and he's now behind his teammate Righty Boy in P7, and sandwiched between them is PAFR Aaron in P8 in the AlphaTauri. So he started P8. With all the things that's happened, all the pit stops and everything, he is still in P8, so he likes his P8 position today, and that would bring him home, how many points would that bring him home? 4 points that would bring him if he stays in P8 today. So we'll see what happens with Aaron later on. Callie still behind in possible Bacon. He has shown some great pace, and unfortunately for him, he has had a couple of incidents that he wouldn't have particularly liked, including changing his front wing. Other than that, nothing else is really happening B16 is dropping down the grid. Has he got some damage? Has he just got maybe a lack of pace at the minute on those hard tyres? Maybe struggling with the setup, because the setup changes is a lot different. Delta's got ahead. No, he hasn't. Mr. Woot is behind Delta. Mr. Woot not having his usual last to first style racing here, as Holmesy is just following Dace through on these series of corners, maybe saving those hard tyres, knowing that Dace has to pit again. Well, Dace, he doesn't have to pit again, does Dace? He started on the softs, he's now on the mediums. However, it's nigh on impossible to do a one-stop soft to medium here in Singapore. You need to do a two-stop when you go down that route. Stein, and look at Will. Will is pretty much right on the back here of Stein, taking full advantage of those medium compound tyres, which are better under traction, better under braking, better under cornering than the tyres that Stein has on at the minute. So Will is in a good position here. Can he take full advantage? The DRS will open up at the end of this lap, and he will get a couple of bites of the cherry and the next lap, especially up Casino. If he can just follow him through here nicely, he's in a good spot. I'll jump back on board with Will shortly, but Coolbeans is pretty much on the back of Aaron there as we come through this this tricky section where understeer is going to cost you dearly into that wall there that juts out on the exit. And he's pretty much pushing him through. Is he going to be able to make a move? No, he doesn't attempt anything under braking. Following through, DRS is now enabled. That will give Will a chance down Casino to make the moves. Dace still leading the race with Holmesy in P2, Stein in P3. And now let's jump on board with Will as we come around through the detection zone. Will is well within. He's only 3/10 behind, and Stein is not going to be able to defend. Stein looked like he got a better exit, but the speed difference is absolutely humongous. Stein's going to go the inside. Will going to go around the outside, is he? Stein puts the squeeze on him a little bit, and Stein stays ahead in P3. Will not quite as brave there with Stein as he was with Bacon a couple of laps ago, but still he did make an attempt, but Stein defended valiantly and kept his car in the middle of the track, chose the inside line. Will tried to go around the outside, but with that big wall on the outside that Will saw, didn't want to risk it. He will get another stab at it with the DRS here, but he has to get a good exit out of the hairpin. The medium tyres will benefit him, but I'm not sure how much. He does appear to be quite far back. He's half a second, and we're already at the braking zone, so he's not going to get a chance to do so. Coolbeans gets past Aaron, and Coolbeans moves up into P8 with his teammate of Righty Boy just ahead of him. Now, are there going to be any Mercedes team orders? Are we going to see Righty Boy letting Coolbeans through? They're on different strategies. Coolbeans is on mediums, Righty Boy's on hards. I am fully expecting Righty Boy to let Coolbeans go here. Will get another stab at DRS. He's 4/10 behind. It looks like he got quite a good exit there, but this DRS straight is just not long enough for him. And yeah, it looks like Righty Boy is letting him go. Yeah, he lets him go. Coolbeans takes P7 off his teammate. So Coolbeans P7, Righty Boy P8. And he's going to have Aaron to deal with now just behind him. Let's jump on board with Will as we come round. So Will, DRS again. Stein doesn't have anything to defend with. Will goes inside this time and into the braking zone. Goes banging Will. Will banging with Stein, and Will is round. Will is round. That's unfortunate for Will. Very unfortunate there. I'm sure that's going to be looked into by the stewards. I'm sure he might send it in. Who knows? But didn't lose too much time, thankfully. He's just lost some positions, and possibly a bit of his ego has gone with it as well. But that does push Cali Rob up into P4. Stein defended very hard there. Kept it on the outside. Will maybe had a bit too much cornering speed, possibly got a bit of understeer, and had a bit of wheel banging, but we'll see. They were wheel to wheel. Could be viewed as a racing incident, it could be viewed other way, who knows, but the stewards will make that decision, and we'll see what they come to after the race. But Holmesy is chasing Dace down. We have 13 laps remaining of this race, and Holmesy can go to the end on these tyres, remember, so Holmesy just has to bring it home, and he will get a good point scoring finish, and possibly Corbins isn't having the greatest race so far. So he will, if it stays as is, he won't lose the championship lead, but his championship lead will suffer a massive cut. So he has to get more points on the board today and hope Holmesy and Stein don't get too many more position gainings. Corbins that's Aaron actually. Let's jump on with Aaron. He is going to have DRS, gets a huge exit out of there, shifts out to the right hand side, up the inside, and breezes past Righty Boy and pushes himself up into P8 now. Back into P8 goes Aaron. He's loving that position today. And Via is going to look to try and get ahead of Righty Boy as well, but Righty Boy is following Aaron through just now. Other than that, it's all status quo at the back. Delta and Mr. Woot having their own private party at the back of the grid. Don't think Woot's having the greatest time out there today here either. And Holmesy is still close to Dace, but can't get past him. Car number 24 in the Aston Martin, looking to win his third SFR driver's title. As Dace goes over that camera mounted on the curb. And we go into the final sector. Kelly up to P4 now, and he can go to the end on those hard tyres. Basically at the minute, a net P1, a net P2 and a net P3 for Holmesy. And there goes Holmesy up the inside of Dace. Has Dace let him through? I'm not sure. I'm not sure if Dace has let him through. It looked pretty easy and a bit of a weird space to make an overtake. So maybe Dace made a mistake. I don't know. We'll see what happens come the... let's see what Dace does in the DRS zone here. Can he make a move for an overtake? If he doesn't make a move, then I think he let Holmesy through, but he is quite far back, so maybe those medium tyres are starting to feel a little bit shabby for him. A few drivers have got penalties. Let's run through them quickly as Viet picks up a 3 second, his second of the race, and Viet is out of the race. Viet is out. What's that going to bring? Is it going to bring a safety car? I don't think it is. I think it's just going to be a yellow flag as Mr. Woot up the inside of Delta and makes that move count. Are they going to fight back? Has Delta got anything in his bag? Come on, Delta. Send one up the inside of Mr. Woot. Make him pay for that. Make him pay for that. No, you're not. Okay. Sit behind him then. Oh, what was that? That's a bit dusty. Loads of dust picked up. I thought we might have had an incident there. V16 is running currently in P12, just behind Tiger NASCAR in P11, and he's going to have the benefit of DRS down this straight, but this straight unfortunately is just not long enough to make any kind of moves happen. Dace is following Holmesy quite close, so maybe Dace just made a mistake there. Corbins is very close to the back of Will, within 7/10. He will get DRS. Will is out of the DRS of the car in front of Bacon, so he will be a bit of a sit and duck come the casino, but Corbins has to make it count. He has to follow close and he has to make the move. He's currently probably a bit too far behind to make the DRS work, as Yerdy is going up the inside of Righty Boy as he goes into turn 1, up the inside. But Righty Boy keeps the car on the outside there, and that's a good defensive move from Righty Boy on Yerdy, and Yerdy stays currently behind in P. Yeah, Corbins is just too far behind. 8/10 it started out. You need to be within about half a second, 5/10 to probably make a move count there. 4 is ideal. And Yerdy up the inside of Righty Boy, but Righty Boy hanging around the outside, but Yerdy makes that good move done there. Yerdy moves himself up into P9, and Righty Boy drops down to P10, so not a good point scoring day for the Mercedes just yet, but with 11 laps left, anything can happen, we know that. You know, we have a 22 race in real life Formula 1 season. Lots of ups and downs, lefts, rights. And what happens? The championship is decided on the last lap. Anything can happen. Anything does happen. This is Formula 1. Gaps are all pretty spaced out. We've got no one's within DRS up into P6. And then we've got Corbins just under a second behind Will. Righty Boy is going to fight for his P9 back. Tiger NASCAR is going to be fighting for P8, get himself into the points. And we'll see what happens. I think we've lost Dace, have we? Dace is in the pits. So Dace pits. Have we lost Yerdy? Yerdy's had a bit of an incident, so Yerdy's now dropped down to P11. Not sure if he's got any damage, but Tiger is literally pushing Righty Boy through these couple of corners. He will get, so Dace is putting on fresh mediums. He can come out in probably P10, maybe P11. The pit exit is a bit of a strange one here, but I think, yeah, Dace is, he's going to be well into P11. Delta could possibly get ahead of Dace as well. No, I think Dace is going to stay just ahead of Delta. Delta had the speed difference. We could see a battle here. Come on, Delta. Come on, son. Open that DRS up. Get ahead of Dace. Make an overtake count. Get a good exit. I think the fresh tyre advantage that Dace has got a good exit there from him, and is Delta. I think he's going to be too far back. Dace moves back into the braking zone, and that should see Dace now with that fresh tyre advantage move away. Yerdy comes out of the pits in P13. B16 is out of the pits as well, I think, on fresh softs. So Dace on fresh tyres, Yerdy on fresh tyres, B16 on fresh tyres. Everybody else is probably going to have to pit again. I think Bacon's probably the only one who definitely has to pit again. Everyone else could possibly go to the end of the race. So as I mentioned earlier, net P1 from Holmesy. He is 3.3 seconds ahead of Stein. Callie in P3, so good recovery after losing, after damaging his wing, and probably pitting maybe a little bit too late. But he is on the fresher tyres at the front. No, he's not. Holmes is on the freshest. Then it's Callie, then it's Stein, but all by 1 lap behind each other. Bacon currently in P4. Is he going to try and make those tyres last, do you think? I don't know. We'll see what he does. But Will is on a good comeback drive as well. He's currently in P5. It would have been a good P3, if not P4. We'll see if he can make it to the end of the race, but Coolbeans is literally just behind. But here we go. Will is going to get past Bacon here. Is Coolbeans going to try and make a move as well? He's going to try and go up the outside as he... Huge overspeed there from Coolbeans. There's a bit of an incident, rams into the back of Will there a little bit. The overspeed there was massive from Coolbeans. I'm hoping he hasn't got any damage. It might have just been a little love tap. Did get out and did use the escape road and ran a bit wide. I think it looks all clear from here. But Will now up to P4, so that's a good comeback drive from Will. He's back into the a good point scoring position. He's only 4.3 seconds behind Callie Robb, so we'll see if he can make any kind of moves. Dace just behind Mr. Woot, so we've got to have a good drive here from Dace to try and get back to where he was. I think his strategy isn't working out how he probably would have wanted it to. Let's ride on board with Dace up the DRS straight. He's very close to Woot. I think he could be close enough as they go wheel to wheel into that corner. Bit of wheel banging going on there, but Mr. Woot is a bit glitchy through there actually. I'm not sure. He is definitely ahead of him, so that's Dace has got into the points. Let's see how far up he can get as Coolbeans goes ahead of Bacon, who comes into the pit lane. Another driver whose strategy probably isn't working out as much as he would have liked. Aaron finally moves off and up from his P8 that he was qualified in and has been in all race, now into P6. That's a good, and there goes Dace with the fastest lap of the race with a 1:39.389. So that's a good point from him. B16 picks up a 3-second time penalty. Bacon coming out of the pits on fresh soft tyres. Those should see him to the end. So Bacon's going to be quick, but he's got a lot of time to make up. A lot of time to make up on the drivers. Yerdy goes fastest to the 1:38.379. So that is a point for him. We offer points to whoever sets the fastest lap. It don't have to be in the top 10 here. You get points wherever you finish if you set the fastest lap. So Yerdy currently with a point to his name, and we'll see if that gets trumped throughout the end of the race. The top three still running how they were from a few laps now. So Holmesy P1, Stein P2, Callie P3. Will is losing actually a bit of time to Callie. He was within the 4 seconds and he's now up to 5. So I think Will has found his ground with those tyres. He's going to have to try and ease them to the end of the race now. So Will in P4. Coolbeans is losing a bit of time on Will as well. So Will is ahead. So Bacon's coming up towards the back of Delta Lima here. He sets a personal best middle sector, and he's going to have Delta to try and contend with through the final sector under the bridge. Delta's in the thick of a lot of the action today. Unfortunately, it's where he is on track, and with the tyre advantage that other drivers have got, they've all been able to get past him quite easily. And there goes Bacon past Delta. Could see a purple sector flash up. No, Bacon doesn't get the purple lap, but he did get the purple middle sector, so he's going to be trying to push as hard as he can on this lap to see what he can do, see if he can get a point to his name today. Mr. Wu in the points in P10, and Righty Boy is not far behind Dace, and Dace is now up to P8, so he's having a good drive up through there now. So Tiger is, after his many incidents, some through his fault, some through no fault of his own, he is back up into P7, and Aaron just having a nice drive today. Got a bit of a gap up ahead, and he's got a 2-second buffer to Tiger NASCAR behind him, but at the minute he is currently running in P6. Now Callie is starting to show a bit of pace, and he's caught up. He's moving away from Will. A bit of a Will bang against the wall there. Hope that didn't cause any damage, because he is starting to show he's got some pace, and he's going to look to try and pass Stein. Now, is there any damage off boards? No, I think he's clear. I think he's alright. Not all damage does show up, however. So he's going to have a DRS, but he's not going to be close enough. He's 9/10 behind at the start of the straight, and only gains a 10th down that straight. So he picks up a 3-second time penalty. That is massive for the race. And Callie on 3 seconds now, and he's lost some time as well as Tiger goes past Aaron. Aaron's in the pits for the 4th time today. Yeah, his 4th pit stop. He's going to go from, what time is he on at the minute? He's on 14 lap old medium, so maybe they can't go. Maybe we could see Will, Coolbeans both pit at the end of the race. What is the gaps they've got? They've got a 9-10 second gap. If you say, where was Aaron earlier? He's lost 24 seconds, so it's a 24-second pit stop here. So we can see Will drop down to P10, so it'd be just ahead of Bacon. Bacon obviously on the tyres that he is at the minute. He is flying. B16 unfortunately having to go through the pits once more. Going to put on a fresh set of softs, changing his front wing. So not a good race from B16 boy today. And yeah, Callie is lost a second now to Stein, so he's fallen back, and maybe he was burning through his ERS. He's got less than Stein now, so Stein is just maintaining that gap. Coolbeans goes ahead of Will. Just as I jump on board, Will appeared to be going wide. Has he got any damage? No, I think he's alright. But yeah, Will, unfortunately, has down to P5. Those tyres for both those drivers are probably crying out a little bit, but they're not going to want to pit. They're not going to want to give up some good point scoring positions here in P4 and P5 respectively. So Coolbeans isn't going to, so Cones is going to pick up 25 points, which will put him on 105. Coolbeans is going to pick up 12, which is going to put him on 109. So Coolbeans will keep the championship lead as it stands, and Stein will be closing that gap as well, so it's going to be even tighter. So as it stands, it's going to be even tighter at the top, but we'll see what happens. We've got a yellow flag in sector 1. It's a Red Bull. It's a Woot. Sad Mr. Woot is out, and that's brought out. That is massive. That is absolutely massive. We've lost Woot, and we have a safety car. Now the safety car is only going to be out for 2 laps max. We don't finish under safety car in Cody's. We do not finish under safety cars. We finish as a Michael Massey would do, under green flag conditions. This is massive. Now our driver's going to want to risk track position. Delta, what are you doing?
I'm trying to stay alive. Unfortunately, I do need a front wing.
Okay, you need a front wing. Would you have pitted if you didn't have a front wing?
Probably.
How much front
Everyone
wing do you
around
need? He doesn't appear to have any damage, so you look fine. So they've obviously got some not superficial damage. Obviously you can feel it, but I can't see any damage on your vehicle.
Copy that. I might try and stay out. We'll see. We'll see. A few more corners to make a decision.
You've got how many more corners? You've still got all of Sector 3. Come on. Come on. That's massive. Who's got coming in the pits? Will is pitting. Coolbeans is pitting. Cali Rob is pitting for a new front wing. That's his second front wing. In comes Will. So all the drivers are putting on soft tyres. What's Tiger doing? Tiger in the pits again. Righty boy in the pits again. Bacon comes out of the pits, does he? No, he's coming in the pits again. What's everybody doing? Why are they coming in the pits? Bacon could have easily lasted those tyres to the end of the race. Aaron is out on fresh soft, so this is massive for Aaron. He is... why is he coming in the pits again? He's just put on fresh softs. What's he doing? What is he doing? I have no idea. I have no idea what's going on here. I have no idea why Aaron would pit again. He's putting another... Oh, he's got wing damage. That is very unfortunate for Aaron. Wing damage probably ruined any chances that he had of it. He was in a very good position there. Now, who didn't pit? Holmesy didn't pit. Stein didn't pit. And Dace didn't pit. But Dace, his strategy has come back to him. He normally gets screwed over by safety cars. He's in the wrong place at the wrong time. Today, at this moment in time, he is in the right place at the right time. And his strategies come back to him. He's on 5-lap old medium, so not perfect tyres by any stretch. And Cali Rob is going to be on the back of him very soon with fresh soft tyres, along with Coolbeans, Will, Tiger, Righty, Bacon, Aaron, B16, Yerdy, Delta. Oh, he did pit. Delta did pit onto fresh softs. He decided to pit. I don't think you lost any positions, did you? Probably one, maybe. And didn't lose any track position. You just got to try and catch back up to the pack before that safety car comes in, because at the end of the race the safety car doesn't wait for no man. It waits for no... I should use non-binary terms there. It doesn't wait for no them, there or they. As Delta comes round over the bridge, round the hairpin, and back on himself, back towards the end of the second sector, into the third sector, and trying to chase back up. He's about half a lap behind where the safety car is right now, so he's got some catching up to do, but he should just about do it. I think it does come to some... He's in the slowest part of the section of the track at the minute, and those drivers behind the safety car will do it, but I think we're probably going to be going racing at the end of this lap, and we'll have a 2-3 lap shootout if my maths is correct, and we're going to see if Holmesy and Stein can hold on to P1 and P2. The good thing is they've got the buffer of Dace just behind them, so if Dace can try and hold up maybe some of those soft runners, they might just about survive. But if those soft runners get unleashed on them very quickly, then they are in trouble, because those hards are old, and those hards are slower than the soft quite considerably, especially around a track like Singapore. So it looks like the drivers may well just catch up to the back of the train. Delta's just ending the first sector as the drivers are just going over the old Singapore sling, which was a very fast and dangerous part of the track. It was basically a straight... It was a chicane, but it was a straight... You could straight line the chicane, and it's called the Singapore sling because the curves were so high that you would just bounce off and be thrown across the track here, there and everywhere. So they made it a bit more slower. They slowed the cars down a bit through there, and there goes Delta. He's just about to join the back of the train, so we are gonna... There he is. There's the confirmation. Safety car is in this lap. Now Holmesy is a very good safety car restarter. Stein, not so much. Stein hasn't really got too much going on. I think most drivers have got some kind of Ukrainian helmet on, I believe. Lots of drivers there. Yeah, blue, yellow, blue, yellow, blue, yellow. So obviously we're supposed to be racing in some country this evening that decides to do things, and we're showing a bit of support to the Ukrainians tonight with the lots of drivers running Ukrainian-inspired helmets and voting to race in Singapore this week rather than that country. And Honesy's gone very early. Honesy's gone very early, and we've got a bit of a jump on Honesy. He's already got half a second. And here goes Honesy now. He is ahead of, and there goes Cali Rob already ahead of Stein. Stein's had an awful restart. Dace is going up the inside. Cali Rob has already taken that position as well. So Cali Rob in P2, Dace in P3. Is he? Yes, gets that move done, and Coolbeans is just behind Stein. And there goes Coolbeans up the inside of Stein. And gets that move done, I think. I think Stein is losing positions left, right and centre here. And there goes Will, I think, trying to go up the inside of Stein as well. A bit of payback maybe from earlier. Round the outside, wheel to wheel with Tiger. And Will keeps P6 and has a bit of a tank slapper on the wall and takes Stein out with him. Takes Stein out with him, and that sends Stein towards the back of the grid. And that is huge. Absolutely huge. Coolbeans now in P4. B16 and Aaron going wheel to wheel with Yerdy as well. It wasn't Aaron, sorry, it was B16 and Yerdy wheel to wheel with Delta Lima into the points. Delta points around the hairpin, and Yerdy in P9 chasing down. So wow, Cali Rob retakes the lead of the race. However, you remember, he's got a 3-second penalty to come his way at the end of the race, and Honesy just has to stay. He's already lost 1.5 seconds, and Honesy hits the wall there, I think, as well. I think he's struggling. Honesy has got huge understeer. Those tyres are dying. Dace now takes P2 of the race, and Honesy is falling down, and that gives Cali Rob the breathing space he needed. Stein gets a 3-second time penalty. He's at the back of the grid on the hard compound tyres that are 19 laps old, and gets overtaken by Righty Boy. Righty Boy slips through there. What's happened to Coolbeans? Coolbeans has let Righty Boy through, I think, repaying the favour that happened earlier. So Righty Boy now into P4, but hey, what's happened here? Coolbeans is falling down the grid. Has he got damage? Does Coolbeans have damage? I think he does. I think he's struggling. He's losing positions. He has got damage. He's missing a rear, right wing end plate. That is his race absolutely gone to poo. So that's good news for Stein, in the sense that he was in a good point scoring position, but he's not going to lose too many positions. And Delta up to P9. Delta doing absolute bits for the McLarens. Stewart will be happy as Cali Rob comes towards the end of the second sector on the final lap of the race. Dace is in P2, so that's a brilliant comeback drive from Dace. Honesy in P3. Stein, and I think that was Will, was it? Having a bit of another coming together. Cali Rob then comes round the bridge section for the final time, has showed good pace. Definitely deserves to win the race. He has changed 2 front wings. Survived a couple of scares, a couple of safety cars. It comes round the final corner to win, even with a 3-second time penalty, with a 5-second buffer to Dace. So congratulations to Cali, wins the race. Dace in P2, shortly followed by Honesy. And then we have Righty Boy in P4. What a position for Righty Boy there. It's just chaos at the back. Aaron gets P5. What a race from Aaron. Gets up early in the morning, eats his Weetabix, and comes home in P5. Brilliant result from him. And Delta got points. I don't know where he finished, but Delta got points.
Nah, too many penalties. I dropped down to P11, I think.
Oh, you disappoint me. How many penalties did you have?
I got a speeding penalty.
Oh,
even though I don't think I was speeding. I'm going to go back and watch it.
Oh, right.
But, yeah, that's probably 1 or 2 miles an hour over, I'm guessing. I thought I'd hit the pimp limiter and slowed right down.
Okay. Not slow enough.
Not slow enough. Well done to Cali Rob.
Yeah, Cali Rob. So as you can see, Cali Rob and Dace both running Ukrainian under the Ukrainian flag today, doing absolute bits. It's great to see that flag up there, and Honesy not doing his bit. But hey, That's it's a joke. Cali Rob wins the race. Dayson P2, Honesy P3. So that's a good point scoring position from Honesy. Gains ground on his main competitors in Stein and Coolbeans. Coolbeans finishes outside of the points. No, he doesn't. Coolbeans gets 8th, so he does get 4 points. Will gets 1 after having a good showing of a race. Cali is going to jump up quite a bit. Delta, like I say, finishes P12 with 8 seconds worth of penalties. Stein in P13, but I think there's going to be a bit of a steward's inquiry into Will and Stein's racing today. A couple of incidents between both of them. And look at that, B16 boy getting P6 in the end. Aaron getting P5, Bacon in P7. It's a very topsy-turvy race, but good job from Delta to come in at the last minute and only miss out on points through penalties. Good job. Good job. So thank you for joining us today. Thank you for being with us. Thank you for watching. That is SFR round 7 over and done with. Next weekend we are racing in the one and only Monaco. So Monaco next weekend. That's going to be an interesting race to say the least. 2 street tracks back to back, and look forward to racing there next weekend. Once again, thank you very much for watching. See you next week.